Hello, here we are in Kiminindia, which is about 1,300 metres above sea level in the Cardamom Hills. This is our hotel. It was a bit overcast and drizzly while we were there. Bit cool to go in the pool. And this was the view from our window, from our room on the balcony. Very nice. We went to Abraham's Spice Garden, which is well regarded in Lonely Planet. Saw lots of beautiful, colourful flowers, lots of different spices that he's grown in his garden over the years. This is a cocoa pod, comes from those tiny little flowers. There's a claw bean. Here we are down in the jungle of his garden, checking out all the herbs and spices he has growing. These are cardamom, where cardamom pods come from. Red banana plant. And this is a pond that he's built himself. There were lots of flowers I recognised from Australia, so obviously we've imported them over here. Some orchids. And we had a meal with Abraham from the stuff that had come from his garden. Tiny little bananas, they were really sweet. This is Abraham in his home. Across the road was a Christian shrine, lots of Christians in South India. The line up at the government alcohol shop, the only place you can buy grog. This half bottle of rum and the Diet Coke, that cost me about $4. We headed to the Perrier Tiger Reserve to do a walk to see if we could see any animals. This man's job is just to lift the boom gate and bring it down. Interesting hut we have here, world's biggest tortoise. And as ever, there's a welcoming committee. They can be a bit cheeky and snatch your bag looking for food. Interesting roof here, thatched. And this is how we got across to the other side of the dam. Made from bamboo. And Ravi had to pull us across. Had to keep your balance pretty well. Lake Perrier was built in 1934 and provides water and hydro. Lots of fungus. Very interesting, nice and colourful. Had been raining, so the track was quite muddy. Could have been in Australia. Nice scenery, a strangler tree. Out onto some open plains, looking for elephants and tigers and anything we could find. Some local tribal fishermen who go out and catch fish for their living, bring them home of a morning. And they use tobacco powder on their feet to stop the leeches from biting. Some bamboo canoes or rafts. And we're busily looking for an elephant. Apparently there's one over there, but I was a bit loath to accept I could see one. Nice and muddy. Natural honeycomb that had fallen down out of a tree. Samba deer skull. And a bison skull. And the closest we got were these tracks, some sort of deer tracks. This was an elephant apparently. And the tiger tracks. I think they went out with a stamp and stamped them before we got there. There were lots of leeches, only tiny little leeches. I only got one bite. And it's still itchy. This is huge bamboo that was growing. Apparently it flowers after 35 years, then dies. This man's job is just to stick a sign out that says hotel and encourage people to come in. A hotel is just a place where people eat. It's not what we think of as a hotel. Common way to carry things around. These cars cost $2,000 and are supposedly a safe alternative to families on motorbikes. Kiminindia is a spice region. Lots of herbs and spices are grown there for export. Some 5-star anise. And these are banana chips that have been deep fried. Red bananas. I went into this man's shop, had a look around and left, and he still slept. We went to a martial arts demonstration which was really interesting. The Communist Party is big in Kerala. It was established in the 1920s and has actually held office. There was going to be a meeting here, so all the red ribbons and flags up, and they like Che Guevara. He's on all of their posters. The brands you see that you recognise in one of the little cafes that we stopped at. Cadbury's is big, Nestle as well. Then we headed to Munnar through the mountains, and this is cardamom growing. Very green, lush countryside. We headed into tea country. Beautiful scenery. Bit overcast and cloudy unfortunately, but it was still spectacular. Housing provided for the workers of the tea plantation. And ever the entrepreneurs, the Indians, anywhere they can make $1, they'll put up a little stall. The tea plantations were spectacular to look at. Like big patchwork quilts. And we went to a tea museum and learnt all about tea and how it was made. So this is what comes out at the other end. The green is unoxidised and the black is when it's been oxidised. Once it's been filtered, then put into big bags for wholesale. And of course there was a shop there that we could buy any sort of tea we liked. And if you got bored you could always have a go on the Sega machines. Me in the plantation. Then we headed up to our hotel for the night, which was at about 1,700 metres. Very cute and quaint.